Okay. Just did a little impromptu research.
I know everything.
So do I, Steph.
When's he coming back?
I know everything.
You guys, you fans out there, you just don't know how good you have it. You just don't. Little quick research. There's only one team in NFL history, one team in the history of the National Football League that's been in as many Super Bowls as the Niners that has a better winning percentage in those games. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 6-2 in the Super Bowl. There's no other team in the NFL that's been to as many Super Bowls as the 49ers and has a better winning percentage in those games. Patriots are 6-5 in the Super Bowl. Just saying.
What would you say to the people who said, "Hey, Steiny,
Dallas is 5-3
when my team won a Super Bowl last"?
Well, neither were Dallas fans.
Okay, but what does that do?
What I'm saying is,
does that make
stop
you feel
saying
good?
the second most successful team in the history of the NFL is cursed, or there's bad luck, or they can't get it done, or we're owed something. That's all.
But wouldn't that be like, hey,
I'm just saying,
you live in Rome. Be grateful for what the Roman Empire used to be.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think so. I think you should
but everybody doesn't have that mechanism that you possess.
But you know what? Guys like Kevin do. And those are the guys whose side I'm on. Big picture, people. Always try to play the long game. It's one of the things that I try to do in life. 888-957-9570 is the number. 49ers. Legal tampering's begun in the NFL.
Man.
And you know what, Evan? Why don't we just compile the 8 to 12 moves that are big. If you can do it now, you can do it now. Otherwise, I'll just take a call and then we'll come back and kind of update everybody on the player movement so far. How do you want to do it?
Well, the biggest one would be Kirk Cousins moving for 4 for 180 to the Falcons.
All right.
I think Saquon Barkley going to Philly is a big one. Russell Wilson was over the weekend, but he is moving to Pittsburgh. Christian Wilkins was the biggest defensive contract. I think that was handed out. He'll be moving to Las Vegas. Josh Jacobs moves from Las Vegas to Green Bay. Subsequently, Green Bay did release. That's one we didn't get on the air. Released Aaron Jones, the running back who tore Guru's Cowboys up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
they're cursed.
Yeah.
They're cursed with that bad defensive line.
Well, Steiny, the joke among Niner Nation is the Kaepernick curse. It hasn't been all good, but it has, if you look at it through your prism and the guy they called, there you have one.
I guess what I should just come out and say is I don't believe in curses at all. I don't believe in opening an umbrella indoors is bad luck.
If you look at my bank statement over the last few years, you might be like Guy's curse.
Oh, every ladder I see.
The money curse.
Every ladder I see, I'll walk under.
Black cat.
What's that?
Black cat.
I don't care. I'll embrace a black cat. Yeah, I don't move that. Let's go to Delmore. Delmore's in Oakland. Hey, Delmore, how you doing, buddy?
Hey. So I just think, I always thought that winning isn't everything. It's the only thing was already insane. Because as Kevin pointed out, there are other pleasures of being a sports fan, like your team is competitive. They got exciting players. Every week you go out there, you're excited what's going to happen, right? But now it's gotten to the point of if you don't win a championship, all of this, goes away. And as someone, I'm a Raiders fan, and I had to watch the Chiefs and the Niners, my least favorite teams, play each other in the Super Bowl at my friend's house. Believe me, I'd rather been a fan of somebody who was on the field. So,
I get that.
I agree with you, Steiny.
I get that.
Appreciate the call. Well, here's the way I look at it. And okay, so the Niners, they go to the Super Bowl last year. And maybe it's different because the Warriors have won it already. But what are some of the greatest moments of the Warriors dynasty? Well, let's just go to last year. Curry's 50-point game. Well, they didn't win it. They lost the round after. If we lost all the moments of guys in games where it wasn't for the Super Bowl or the NBA final, Curry's bang game in Oklahoma City, was that the year they didn't win it? Was that the 73 win year? Bang, the Mike Breen in Oklahoma City?
Yeah, OKC had him down. Yeah.
I mean,
the 24-0 start.
Exactly. I'm not saying you should, hey, great, we lost in the Super Bowl. Woo! But you can't you want to give up all the great moments during years where you didn't win it? Like there'd be like 5 Michael Jordan total highlights.
But you know what, partner? I think you're selling people short. In even the caller in that last one, if you really believe that the people that are saying it like me as championship or bust, forget those moments. Just look what's happening today and why football is king. It's all hope. Teams are enhancing. They're making decisions, all predicated on hoping to get to that stage, Steiny, that the Chiefs have done the last 2 years, and that's hoist up the Lombardi Trophy.
How many 49er fans? How many teams would you rather be a fan of? The Chiefs. Fair. Then who won it the year before the Chiefs? Who beat them?
No, Tampa Bay.
The last
Tom Brady.
Tampa Bay, the Chiefs, and then what was the other team that won it?
The Chiefs.
I'm talking about the last 5. So the Chiefs have won.
Right.
Chiefs have won 3 of 5, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so there's another team in there that
Eagles.
won.
The Rams. The Rams won the Super Bowl.
It was the Rams. It was the Rams.
Yep.
I mean, I'd rather still be a 49er fan than a Ram fan in terms of where we're at now, where the team's history is.
Even fan is short. You're right for fanatic,
so,
but how many people are going to sip that
fine.
drink?
So I'm here to give you a little perspective.
I got you. Now, will it work? You're prescribing the meds. Will the patients take it? They'll probably throw it out, But I hear what you're saying.
They don't have to take it. They don't have to take it. I get frustration. That I get. And, maybe we don't get back this year. And maybe this is it. I get all those things. But what I'm saying is, in the grand scheme of things, there's only one other team or 2 other teams in the last 5 years that have had more success than you. So I'm just putting it in perspective. Anthony, and you know what? You should be pretty good again this year. Anthony in Richmond. What's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Hey.
Good afternoon, fellas. What's up, Guru? So I understand both perspectives, honestly, but I think it's easier for some fans to say, I enjoyed the ride and this, that, and the third. But players don't think like that. Players think, we got all the way to the dance, we should have went away with a Super Bowl. Just like when you get to the finals, you want to win. So I think as fans, it's more acceptable for us to be willing to say, you know what, we didn't win it all, but I enjoyed it, and we enjoy those moments. But players, it's all about rings. So I hear both of you guys. But I also want to say this about the 49ers. The reason why they lost the last 2 Super Bowls that they were in is because of quarterback play. And it's because of the premium players making premium plays. And I don't give a damn what nobody says. Brock Purdy is pretty darn good, but he ain't no flipping Patrick Mahomes. And when you got Patrick Mahomes on the sideline and you got a tight end like Travis Kelce who have a winning mentality, they were not at all thinking about the third possession and all that kind of stuff. And we can go back and say, well, if they would have got a third possession, Kyle Shanahan would have been a genius. But at the end of the day, in their mind, they were going down to win. And even if the Niners scored and KC scored, they would have went for a 2-point conversion. It's the mentality of the coach and it's the mentality of the team. But at the end of the day, we lost because they had Pat Mahomes and we had Brock Purdy, and Patrick Mahomes just did a little bit more and he stayed calm. And they also had Jones, with Jones, a premium player, making premium plays, and our premium players did not make premium plays, and that's the truth. And that was this Super Bowl, and that was the last one we lost against the Chiefs. At the end of the day, our premium players did not make the plays that theirs did.
Love you, Anthony.
Thanks, Ant. Appreciate the call.
With them, Steiny. I don't give out any participation trophies, but Brock Purdy was at the bottom of my list of why that team lost the game. And to his point about Mahomes, he took it. You're right, but the Niners left him around for him to take it. But I don't look at that game like Garoppolo in the overthrow and say, oh, he lost it. The one pass he had to make,
he didn't win it.
He had a millisecond. Well,
he didn't win it.
I give you that.
None of them were good enough. You did say something that I'm
got me on that.
You did say something that I kind of disagree with, but I'm not saying you're wrong. And it's the one where you're like, I don't blame Kyle I don't give Kyle any responsibility for not knowing the overtime rule. Did that lose the game for him? No. It didn't help. It didn't help.
But
listen, but
other people feel different about that.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying he should be fired, but don't and I'm willing to, I'm not going to blame it on Kyle because it's a coin flip after all. But once I saw the way Kansas City came off that field and how the 49ers went to the sidelines after that coin toss, what I can't say is, yeah, that meant nothing. I don't know what it meant.
So they weren't butting up then.
It did not help. Yeah. That call did not help the 49ers win the game by any stretch.
I can meet you right there with that. And I'll say this about that, and you tell me what you think. Just about Kyle. Steiny, he has the persona, and I've given him the label, and I would never in a million years, if you said, Guru, do you think a Kyle Shanahan coach team would not know all the rules? I would give you my right arm and bet it that there's no way his team would know the rules. So even though I feel like that didn't have a bearing, I was kind of shocked that was, if you want to call it button up, if I can, whatever category you want to put under, but Kyle Shanahan's team, his players told on him, or the coaches, it don't matter, but when it's all said and done, you're the leader of the ship. I can't believe they didn't know.
I can completely believe it. And the reason I can completely agree with it, or completely see it, is because I could see how Kyle Shanahan has tunnel vision in a game like that. That he's so focused with his play calling, all that other stuff. He obviously knew the rule, but it's just one of those things where he just didn't. That wasn't a high priority for him. Huh? So, I could actually see how that may be the case of the players didn't know, because I do think of Kyle Shanahan a little bit with blinders on during a game. And sometimes that's a strength.
I will like to see who they draft as their third quarterback, because I think Darnold's out of here. But Steiny, would it be funny if the Niners go, oh, our guy's going to be there? Why do you say that? Mystery relevant. But again, it's curious to see who they draft.
And 650, I'm with you. For the most part, I agree that this championships are the only thing. I do think it splits along generational lines.
I think
I think you're the exception to the rule, but it's easier for an age 50, 55-year-old Niner fan to say it's okay. Let's appreciate it no matter what. Easy for them to say when they saw those Super Bowl wins late. But I would say yes and no. I do think it's easier for them,
no doubt.
But look at Warrior fans. There were fans who came after the 75 championship who've been around forever. I mean, I guarantee you they're fine with riding this thing out with the big three if they don't win another title.
Oh, because they're full.
Exactly. So I do, but what I'm saying is, I could see how it breaks along generational lines with Niner fans. Let's go to Cece in Sac. What's up, Cece? How you doing, man?
Hey, Steiny Guru. Hey, it ain't CC, man. It's your boy TC.
Oh, TC, what's up, baby?
What's up, man? It's your boy, man. It's all good. Look, check it out. Hey, I know it's unpopular, but I kind of want to get y'all honest approval, like an honest answer. Me, I will do it. But at the same time, I know it's early, but look, say if the Bears came to you, right? And if the Bears came to the Niners and the Bears was like, hey, I will give you Fields and the number 9 pick for Brock. Would you do it?
I would. I'm sorry, Steiny. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Heartbeat, Guru.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Why not?
That I don't think.
Like I always think.
Brock Purdy is not.
TC, I take it you would do it.
Yeah, good.
Yes, immediately.
Gotcha.
But Chicago wouldn't do it.
Why not?
Justin Fields, a guy that may be better or is equal in this system and more explosive, and the 9th pick. I don't think Chicago looks at Brock Purdy like that.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't think anybody.
I mean, somebody would be on the 9th pick and Justin Fields for Brock Purdy. If you're running why would?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Come on. What was my guy on?
You know what?
Snoop Dogg early.
That's a lot. The only way I could.
I bet there's some 49ers fans that wouldn't do that, though.
Wow.
I'll bet every Bears fan on planet Earth would say no to that.
Yeah, I think, but that's the thing, though. Like, you look at that from a bird's eye view, that's incredible value for the 49ers, but I bet there's some 49ers fans that would say that's not enough.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the Bears are like, what are you talking about?
Well, the thing, because I ain't done with Fields, I think I would take him over Brock. That's just me in this system. Dude, I'm betting on him still, man.
I mean, the only way that would make a modicum of sense to me is if the Chicago Bears believe if we get Purdy in here for 1 year, we're going to win it all, and then we'll pay him. That's the only if they thought Purdy was right now twice as good as Fields and twice as good as the guy they're going to draft in who's coming out.
I think Purdy's having a good day, though, Steiny, looking at what Kirk Cousins got in his new home. And even Baker Mayfield, it's waiting on him. Like you said, if he duplicates what he did last year, good Lord,
what does the team do? Purdy duplicates. What does the team do?
I mean, they would have nothing to do but to pay him.
No. But how does?
What's the team?
No.
But they go to the NFC Championship.
No, but
game.
That's totally fair.
They go to the NFC Championship game and lose.
No, that's totally fair. I think it's possible Purdy could essentially be the same quarterback he was, maybe even a tick, just a tick better.
He's getting it.
It doesn't mean they win the Super Bowl, because if they're not as good in other areas, and I guess that's kind of my point. At that point, how much does the result of whatever happens this season determine Purdy's value as opposed to his play? Like if Purdy has a great year, but the Niners somehow lose in the first round in a shootout or something, like this is where it's true. I mean, how it ends is important.
Yeah.
Like, but
but the coaches watch. Let's just say real quick, for instance, the Super Bowl. They know what really happened to them behind closed doors that they feel that cost them the Super Bowl, so they'll know. But if Brock comes out here and has 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and the Niners are a 1 or 2 seed and don't even get to the Super Bowl, but Brock Purdy looks the part, Steiny, he's getting a bag. And when I say bag, the 40, 45, I mean, that's just me. Or I don't know anything about this Brandon Allen kid. He's still there, though. Like, is Kyle look at him behind closed doors and say, hey, Steiny, that Allen kid, like, I don't know. So I guess I got to be careful. But what I do know is there will be pressure on one Brock Purdy, and it may be the less pressure he's ever felt, especially after getting on the field when he didn't know he was going to play at all, taking over for Garoppolo, and look what he's done. NFC Championship visit, Super Bowl, now it might be time to get paid if he can do the trifecta.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I absolutely don't believe we can say unequivocally, if the Niners go 12-5, Purdy's just, good again. Yeah. They win a playoff, they lose a playoff. I am not convinced that they would just give Purdy $40 million plus. I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying I'm not convinced it would be a lock.
Yeah. They're going to have to, though.
Well, if they want him to be the quarterback, yes.
What would plan B?
What I'm saying is, listen, people may say I'm crazy, but I saw for a variety of factors. We don't know how this year's going to play out. For a variety of factors, the 49ers moved off a quarterback that quarterbacked for them in the Super Bowl and lost a close game. All I'm saying is I'm not convinced that Kyle Shanahan is completely married to Brock Purdy at this point. That's all.
And again, this would be a whole nother season. Kyle would have footage to look at and see where they ended up. But again, and I know you say this all the time, it's how it looks too. Us saying it now is different than actually knowing what it looked like. I think Brock was okay in the Super Bowl.
What if, here's the way
your bar is really high.
Whose?
Both of yours for Brock Purdy, especially for you, Steiny, to be on this team in the future. If they go 12-5 and he's another top 10 MVP candidate, he's going to get paid.
Oh, see, that's my bar.
By the 49ers.
Baker Mayfield just had one good season and he got $100 million.
Man.
Okay, but all I'm saying is, this is all I'm saying, I think part of the equation that Kyle and Lynch factor in, and it's obvious, is when you give him that money, the team will change around him. And how comfortable are Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch with Brock Purdy at $40+ million with maybe a one less big weapon?
But we are talking about the most important
maybe the defense
position in sports.
You have to sacrifice on the defense.
Yeah. Well, I think you are. That's why Eric Armstead's not on the team.
And Jimmy couldn't stay healthy, Steiny, too, Laurie Matthews. But that was his.
Well, Purdy's stayed healthy for 1 year. Garoppolo's had a year where he stayed healthy.
Well, it's been 2 years. He got hurt in the last Purdy. He got hurt in the championship game, but
I'm just saying, Purdy needs to play one more year healthy before you could start saying, oh, he's more durable than Garoppolo.
Like, I'm not saying he's just an all-time guy, but for what quarterbacks get paid nowadays and some that we'd consider stiffs, like
this is more, and I'd rather steer the conversation towards Shanahan because it's more to me about Shanahan than Purdy. Like, I am not convinced that Kyle Shanahan will ever be comfortable paying a guy $40+ million unless he unless he loves the guy.
Well,
that's all. I just don't think. I think in terms of head coaches with quarterbacks, I don't think Kyle Shanahan is as beholden to any quarterback than other coaches are with their quarterback. Now, obviously, if he had a Mahomes, it'd probably be obviously somebody could say to me, well, the reason he's not ever been completely married for the long term to a 49er quarterback is because he hasn't had one worth marrying for 5 or 6 years, at a time. And I would say, well, I'm not convinced Purdy's the guy yet either.
Yeah.
I'm just not. In Shanahan's mind, not mine. You can disagree. 888-957-9570 is the number. But I'll gladly talk about the relationship Kyle and Brock Purdy have. I'm not saying it's not a great relationship, but I think Kyle Shanahan, you think the 49ers, and obviously it's obvious, they're loving they don't have to pay him right now. They're loving they have one more year under him.
And I wonder if that love extends to Ayuk. Because but something in your gut tells you they're going to rip it up and give him his bread, which wouldn't kick into the next year. But Steiny, I'm telling you, the Los Angeles Rams, you're going to laugh. You asked a question, I know we're up against it, about who's gotten better, but the Rams have added offensive line depth, and I'm telling you, they got weaponry. I thought they were on the come up last year. Didn't happen. But, man, the Niners this year is going to be difficult. They're going to have tough games in their division just with the Rams. And now you lost one of your best run stoppers.
888-957-9570 is the number. Excuse me. 49ers talk on the way. I'm just going to get out right now. Man,
I know we went hard at Norris.
I got Billy Phlegm in my throat.
No, Dave Fleming. Shout out Dave Fleming.
That's you got a prize picks here or something else? All right. Now, we got another minute. I'm just. All right. We could find out.
I'm good now.
We could find out that the 49ers might have a loose philosophy that they don't want to pay their quarterbacks.
No, but it's one man in his. I'm going to say arrogance and ego.
Even the Garoppolo,
I can replace you, Steiny.
Right, and he has.
I'll give you that.
And he has.
You got me thinking.
Even the Garoppolo contract was one that they could easily get off.
And he took him to a bowl.
Maybe the 49ers' philosophy is they will not pay a quarterback multiple years for big boy money.